looking fresh from the break. Bolted against the Ninjas. One more map will do it, though, as they enter the T-side pistol here. A couple of smokes, couple of mollies. No PT-50s in sight. And the first engagement going down towards Banana here. It's just Tabson alone. On this side of the map, he has no utility to speak of, apart from a decoy. And there's not too many of those these days.
You really don't. Still yet to find a really reasonable spot in the game, but maybe Tabson has a plan.
It seems to be used as a fake flash, you know.
Every once in a while.
That's where its value is found. Bouncing it off, someone turns, $50 could find you a kill.
It's so rare, but I don't disagree. Heard some of the potential uses, but we'll get back into that later on because this could be a pretty straightforward execute. I think they've got flames hanging around second mid towards middle, maybe at the A-bomb site, and towards B. Smokes are coming in. Good shot from Kimbo. They need more of that, though. They need to defend this bomb site. Backup is coming. Tabson finds another skull. It's looking very good at the moment. Spinks finally with the return. The bomb is in the back. I think on the back of Apex, so trying to see if they can create a little bit more space for the eventual bomb plant. Grenade thrown right on top of the goldfish. That's a bit rough. Still a 2 versus 3, Henry, and the bomb is lost out of the open. They're waiting for the flank.
And what a flank it could be. A beautiful shot from Spinks. Brings us back to a 2-on-2. 30 seconds remaining here. Biding his time as both CTs wait towards coffins right now. They know he's there.
They do absolutely know he's still alive. I don't understand it. How could he stay alive for that long? Trying to get the opening flames. Only good for the one headshot. Man 2 just manages to spin back around. It's such a close round. If he could have waited maybe a second or two more Spinks, it might have been even more impressive. But it didn't work out in the end. Big will win the pistol.
Yeah, good discipline there from Big. Maintaining their advantage, staying together. Pretty impressive hold, all things considered there with the smokes down as well. Tabson managing to hold strong, denying the plant as well. And there will be a force buy. So not saving for the third round here. They'll bring out the pistols and drop an AK-47 for Zai Wu. And we all know how potent he can be in these particular rounds. So Big have got their work cut out for them. A couple of SMGs in the mix. And they're sending 4 players, including that AK, towards top or middle, which is currently vacant. Not much there.
Tempting to stay far back when you know you've got the weapon advantage like Big do. But obviously, you've got to be careful. Don't give away too much space. You can be crunched on the bomb side. If they get the kill on Sin, who's playing over at this corner first, then the rest of the A-bomb side is in a bit of trouble.
So, pressure being applied towards the A-bomb side here. Smoke down towards the Arch and indeed Library. 5 players here. Full vitality. Rotations have to come through. Will be an 8 split to close things out here. 1 minute on the clock. Smoke's dissipating. Flashbang and the commitment coming in now.
Man 2 starts it off for the kill on Spinks, but there's what you need in return. Flames as well and down in the pit. Cyber opens it up and he spins. Nearly gets the triple. It's close and it'll be followed up by Magus. The bomb is planted and they made that look so crisp and clean, didn't they?
Yeah, we talk about Zywoo's AWP all the time, but his AK-47 is fierce, to say the very least. We've had multiple sequences today where he seems to break all the rules, slow it right down, be one step ahead of his opponent each and every way. We are going to have Process here, hoping to
do damage,
take a kill, do something with it, but Flames has got his number, and it will be a quick response here from Vitality. The second round force buy works out for them after not planting the bomb in the pistol. And yeah, this force buy wars will continue. We saw this on Anubis, Anders. It was back and forth, what, 5 or 6 rounds? But this from Zywoo as well to preempt that secondary player towards headshot. The thing of beauty, and so is that Deagle play from Magus as well. Force buy confirmed.
Brings up an interesting thing that, you know, is kind of lost to the history books as well. There was a point in time when we had dedicated AWP players that were significantly worse with the AWP or the M4, so you really they really made their living with the AWP and not much else. And I feel like there's not a lot of space for that now. You have to be pretty good with the rifles as well. You can't just rely on the AWP. Can't think of many modern AWPers that just disappear when they don't have the AWP. A little bit of damage on the side at the start of it.
Yeah, that scout tag.
Not a single helmet in sight, Henry, on the CT side. No... Oh, gonna say no armor at all on Tabson, and that's the result. You need the Kevlar, it turns out.
Well, 2 scout tags have landed now at least. So Crimbo with a chance of the CZ, maybe a double kill. They are going to be fully sending it up middle though. So the chance of him finding multiple kills are limited to say the least. Especially when they're wrapping around towards Arch now.
That was a teammate, right? Yeah. I think that was a teammate. Scary stuff.
Oh,
Either way, they are probably going to be fine.
Probably.
Should be. They've stolen 2 AKs. That's a lot of value to have in the next round with the Scout and the Deagle. But obviously, it's also tempting to try and do something with them in this round and see if you could bring it back. Yeah. I think with that kill, they probably realized, no.
I was going to say, like, you want to be saving, though. That's a bit of a godsend. You've been given 2 AK-47s here. There's a 4-spy round. It's over. You're not going to be winning it. But at least you'll have something to work with now going forward. You've already got Kevlar, right? And the Scout to back it up. The next round's actually quite viable if you keep all 3 members alive.
You know, I have a bit of trivia for you, Henry.
Go on.
Did you know that the fish over at the B-bomb site don't actually collide with the nades? You can't kill a fish with a flashbang or a decoy by landing it on top of it.
What about an HE in the pond?
That'll do it. Even Molotov on top of it will do it as well.
Okay. So
I spent some time.
Why would I think a flashbang would kill the fish, though?
Well, they collide with players that could do damage, right?
Oh, I see what you mean. So if it directly hits.
Yeah, directly hits. I spent probably an hour throwing grenades at fish.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me that much, but it is good to know.
I thought it was, you know, someone has to do some of the, science. Not always exciting, Henry. Sometimes you just have to do it.
It's a thankless job, but someone's got to do it.
Yeah.
As that Scout rattles off once again. Nothing connecting this time. We are going to see a 2-1 lead for Vitality. I guess you can call this one another 4-spy, really. After saving 3 weapons in the previous round, it's actually stronger than their previous efforts. So, yeah, this round is well under their remit. They can actually win this one. We've got a boost in CT spawn.
Yes.
Up top.
Pretty unorthodox. You don't see this one nearly as often. Even with the smoke up, it might pay off here. Flashed in, and a nice little step out from Process. He's going to be able to get the kill, even run boosted back, I think more or less by accident. But still, very cool stuff. Vitality punished by their own AK-47 from the previous round. Process stepping out again. That's a FAMAS down there. They don't have any head armor still, so even the FAMAS is going to be doing a lot of damage, but I'm going to be real careful here.
A nice idea to boost behind the smoke, but they fumbled it. But making up for it now. That's cleanly through said smoke. Spinks has got a guaranteed kill here. Waiting for his time to strike. That'll certainly help out, but they know the numbers are going to be low here towards B as the bomb is planted. Significant damage inflicted towards the coffins here. Now, bear in mind, it's the man advantage for Big. They do not have a kit, but they can still win this round. All 4 players in towards the ruins right now.
That actually was a 6 spray for Magus. I don't know how he did on much damage. It was just the FAMAS. He couldn't obviously see them. That's already made it a much harder retake. But the diffuse kit is the main factor, like you pointed out. Look at the spray down for Magus. 3 kills just like that. Looking for the 4th in the corner with the Deagle now. It's going to be Flames instead, but absolutely rock solid work with the stolen FAMAS. So just a battle of which stolen weapon was going to be better this round.
Well, Magus FAMAS saves the day, that's for sure. It was looking a little bit dicey at one stage there with the nice work of the AK-47s, the saved AKs. But ultimately, Spinks finding this kill in towards middle. Magus finding that FAMAS and starting killing them through the smoke as well. The round was saved. They lined up for him. Job done. And another difficult round here for Big. FAMASes. No kits, no helmets. And yeah, saving those AKs might have encouraged them to invest a little bit more than they should have done. Damage there. Zywo down to 9 points of health.
Yeah, not the best start for him, obviously. Look at Big. Even in this round, double FAMAS. Almost no grenades left, Henry, at 1 minute and 25 seconds. That's a nightmare on Inferno, but Man 2, he was top fragging on the opening map of Anubis. He's still doing rather well here. Maybe they're going to have to rely on him. It's a grenade to take down side. We're in a quick 5 versus 3, but they can bring it back. This round is not done yet.
It all lies on Sin's position. He has been removed. Magus will chime in as well. All of a sudden, what's looking like a winning scenario has completely collapsed around Big. Magus just making light work of them. These A splits, the R traps, it is too much. And that was when they had the opening kills as well. Big will have to save once again. 4-1 Anders. And bear in mind, this one really does have some ramifications attached to it. This is the 2 games today. Both have tangible effects going forward. So the winner of this series will be the 5th team making it to the Royal Arena. Same story down to the showdown for the losers as well. And then the final game of the day is that last slot. 11 days of play, Anders.
And even more importantly, the predictions games between the talent could also...
It could come to a head today because Jacob and I are both on 16 points and we have different predictions for the last game. I've got Navi, he's got G2.
You've come in, Henry, brand new into this whole Blast space, and already you're vying for the top position, you know?
Well, that's why it's a shame I found out there's no prize involved, because I've got a diamond coin from the Paris Major, Anders. My prediction game is pretty strong.
That is one of the really rare ones for that particular tournament,
exactly.
Right?
And here I am, replicating that success once again. Top of the charts.
Maybe if you win, I'll air fry you some food for the,
Do me some ice cream. Air fryer ice cream.
Air fried ice cream, yeah. Never been done before.
So, what have we got here? Big will save 2 weapons again, Anders, but don't have the resources to justify the full investment. They've taken a half buy. Difficult choice to make considering he's so low, and an Apps pop is looking likely. But Mantu, he's in position. He's got the opening kill. That might change the pacing here somewhat. Grimbo to open things up, and now they're running into it.
Oh, yeah. Bit of a meat grinder, isn't it? Unfortunately, they're going to lose the really powerful rifle on that side. Good shot for Sin. The bomb is committed. They know there's someone down in the pit. Stolen AK, and it's Grimbo. Great mechanics on him. Beautiful triple overall in the round. And obviously, the crossfire between him and Mantu, just really a fine job. Big with a very unlikely round, but just setting up in the perfect position.
Right place, right time. Mantu waiting towards that graveyard. Even had the opportunity to miss a couple of shots as well. Alley-ooping his teammate Grimbo. Gets that first kill. The CZ drops down to the pit as well. Mows them down to close things out. They needed that, to be honest. This one was starting to spiral at a 4-1. A half buy there as well. But they're back on their feet. Full buy for Vitality. Last the resources here, though. Mantu running the gauntlet. AWP set up in the apartments here. He could go a bit further as well. They are not patrolling apartments whatsoever.
I'll tell you something about the position that Mantu's holding, Henry.
Go on.
If you smoke down in front of it, you can actually see the light from the window in the back. And it can be eclipsed the same way that you can on Mirage.
Yeah, with the lights and it flickers, you know someone's there.
And you can throw that smoke from Arch on Cs. The CTs can smoke it and set up there. Been messing around with it. It does work.
It is a thing.
But obviously very suspicious if you see the smoke and you're on the T side. But just as a concept.
So back towards middle. We did say Vitality have found great success with these A-Raps. It's Grimbo in towards Arch this time. And Mantu, as we mentioned, in towards those apartments. Opening frag is his. He removes the Sphinx from the equation. Repositions as well. 3 players towards B. And it might not matter as Mantu is mowing them down here. 2 shots, 2 kills. And that might be it. 30 seconds remaining. They're starting to peel off.
Yeah, the first one is just a question of timing, really. But the second one looked a bit silly. Apex, I don't think was... He was not ready for it. Surely must have heard some footsteps or something, but didn't look like he was looking that way at all. So, not necessarily an ideal round. Still, they're in the lead.
Wow, that's a huge
touchdown.
Grade. Love that. And Mantu holding his nerve. Back-to-back high-impact performances from the A-bomb side. So they will be saving 3 weapons here. Zywo with the AWP, just to note. Managed to take a bundle of utility with them as well. But we did say they were fully invested there. So averaging around $3,000 per player as Big post 2 rounds in a row. Will be the tactical timeout now as Vitality assess their options. What's been going on?
Yeah, and off the back of the C-set AWP round, where Grimbo got the triple kill, I mean, that's a nice way to get springboarded back into the game. We appreciate that for Big. They need it. The stakes are super high, like you pointed out. You don't want to go to the showdown. It's not a great place to be, really.
Certainly not. Vitality would like to get this done in 2. Keep it clean. They entered this tournament with 2-0, 2-0 against Complexity and EG. Lights out performances. They look fantastic.
Makes me smile to see Gobby and Sonic behind these two teams. Competing all the way back against each other, you know, way back
Years
when.
ago. Decades ago, Andy.
Actual decades, yeah.
So, CT spawn smoke deployed.
It's uncomfortable.
Mantu takes a lot of damage there. He wanted to have a little peek in towards second middle. Send packing by the spam bullets from T-Steps. See, they've actually gunning for a bit of banana control here as well. Decent HE doesn't actually connect. Quite a passive approach into this round. Aegis will finally push through the smoke here. Molotov in the corner.
Ouch. Orb shot from the other side, I think.
Well, Mantu is there. And he has been very influential in their success in the last 2 rounds. So Magis with the presence towards B, he's gained control. 4 players otherwise towards top and middle. They've left the bomb down towards the underpass, so don't have to necessarily commit here. That's a lovely HE grenade. Does a ton of damage, especially to Zaiwu.
He's got one more.
One
Keep
HP.
throwing them in. He's got his own little nest tag back there. That's ridiculous. Meg is going to be going down. And that's a very, very important kill for Mantu. If he dies to Magisk instead, I think that he just lose the round right then and there. I don't think anyone can rotate to help out. So they're still going to try and see if they could go for it here. A little bit of a boost up. And they have very limited grenades. 3 smokes. One of them used. They don't have any flashbangs to get rid of Mantu at this corner. And that's disastrous. He's going to get that kill right away. You need at least 1 flash just to offset that AWP. Mantu also proving himself worthy once again. It's going to be a triple, make it a quad at the end as he gets to 10-4. Rock solid defense from him and big tie up the game.
Yeah, Mantu doesn't put a foot wrong there. And that sequence perfectly plays, to be honest with you. He was the backbone of the B bomb site and delivered on all fronts. Started this initial pick as well, taking down Magisk, and you can see him changing a defensive line every single frag here. So he went from the corner to Coffins to Emo. Then didn't overstep the mark again. Flashbang over the top so he could guarantee that final frag. We'll tie things up at 4-4. Bear in mind, Vitality were fully invested there as well, so a half buy for them. And another deficit to kick things off. Process this time delivers the opening kill. And that is not slowing down Crimbo at all. That should be the second guaranteed as well.
Ooh. There we go. 3-4, at least a kill. Going to be very tricky to find Mantu at this range, and Sin all the way back here. Henry, Apex is 0-8 at the moment.
Early days. If they were losing 8-0, that might be an issue for them, but they're only down 1 round here.
Okay.
As Big are actually doing a pretty decent job. This is solid. Mantu especially has been everywhere. Very dynamic, impactful, right place, right time. As we will see resources come back in favor of Vitality. So round 10. Map 2, Vitality already taking Anubis, the pick of Berlin International Gaming. And here we go, Anders. Galil for Zaiwu.
Maybe not exactly what you would want, but doesn't mean you can't do some real work with it. I appreciate your optimism on behalf of Apex. I think it's probably true. I mean, that not all 8-0s or 0-8s are you know, created equal. Sometimes it doesn't necessarily have to have that big of an effect. Double setup in the A apartments with a 3-man stack at B, leaving Archway wide open, but nobody's really testing it for Vitality. So for the minute, Big don't care as much.
Well, yeah, Mantu showed some presence there at the start of the round. Fired up a shot towards T-Steps. Slows them right down. They have to be aware of his presence. And all the meanwhile, Tapson found that opening frag. This time it's Mages to go down again. Consistently being dropped here as Mantu continues to deliver. Bomb goes down. Still a chance here if Flames can find that kill, but not going to happen. Hope running very thin now at this point. They still know this player's towards the side itself, so we've actually got a 2-on-2. First winnable scenario Vitality have had in some time.
Yeah, and again, it comes towards that A-bomb site. Process is here actually very swiftly. Might be maybe 3 or 4 seconds earlier than they're really thinking about it, but no, Spinks, good coverage. Whether he was thinking or not, he was making sure that no one could sneak through. And Tabson, he's already been slowed down once. Once he fires this gun, they're going to know where he's coming from. They should not be fighting him. Make sure that he has to basically expose himself to both players. The bomb is inside the site as well, and the spray is going to be fine. Apex finding his second kill, both of them in this one round. But that's going to tie up the game, make it a 5-5. Speaking of Berlin, Henry.
Go on.
You hear there was people thought there was a tiger on the loose.
They thought or they knew? Because it's not. It's kind of easy to confirm.
It was reported. You say that, but there was a lot of wild stories going on. Apparently, it ended up being a hog instead.
A hog.
I don't know how people mistook.
So it was a tiger.
It doesn't seem like an obvious like.
People thought a hog was a tiger.
Yes.
And how many sightings had occurred before they?
I don't know, but I read about it in Danish news, so it must have been. It must have reached quite far.
I didn't hear about that, but I'm skeptical, to say the least, Anders. As Vitality recover from the timeout here, I've posted a round after breaking the streak of Big, who took 4 rounds in a row here, 5-5 overall. All for ZywOo. And that round was pretty closely contested once again. Mantu opening things up. It looked super strong until Flames was able to find some footing on the A bomb site. We're sending multiple players towards B at the start here. Haven't seen much of this.
It could really be a pivotal round, this one. Look at the money on either side. Tied up game. And with this being Vitality's map pick, I feel like if they win this round, they're going to be having, once again, a really good T side. Surely it's on Big to cement this. Win the first half. Get more momentum going. Mantu's already fired up. Crimbo's doing well. That was the same as last time, but my God.
Hello.
He just shut him down. He just shut him through the wall. That's disgusting. He's going to keep it going. Still one more player to defend. It's Tabson. Wide swing as he does finally punish ZywOo for his insolence, but I'm not sure it's going to make a difference here. The flashbangs are just so good from the back line there. Apex on the assist, and this should be the round.
I think you're right. They're not even going to attempt to go for this one. That's all ZywOo this time. Individual performance. He's known to have a few sequences towards Banana with the AWP. Helps himself to 2 frags. Flames will pick up the third. And yeah, nothing they can really do. Big will have to just sit back in the pit. Wait for their opportunity to strike back here. You might not be hunting if you're on the Vitality side for reasons. And as just stated, the money's not amazing. Spinks is in towards the apartments here. Could be activated towards the end of this C4. See if he can take one down with him at least, but that's about as far as they'll probably go. And there it is, Vitality actually opting for a banana gambit this time. Works out for them. Nothing too technical in terms of the strategic approach, but getting the open ZywOo's hand, he finds 2 massive kills here.
Yeah, they're going to be doing really well behind it. 2 M4s that they have to contend with in the upcoming round. Once again, Big will be on their back foot a little bit. Now, credit to Big. They've made a lot out of the rounds where they've had very little. They saved. Look at the shot here. This is so stupid.
Is it straight through the wall on the corner? Yeah, you don't see that very often. Like, it's quite common, I suppose, in the CTs to spam that angle and get a kill or a tag. Yeah, you don't see it too often. Like, that's the round in itself and that one click. Nothing they could do to hold on. That is ridiculous. And round 12 is upon us. Mantu starting to simmer down now as ZywOo is activated. Majors with a good spawn. And he's been struggling. He's been going down more often than not.
A little bit of a grenade. Actually going to work out very well. Cross is put under a little bit of pressure. Magisk not calling in for the flash yet. Happy to wait it out with the Molotov on the other side. We'll see if there's going to be any kind of a response here. I think the CTs are thinking about their own pop flash into the corner, so far, Maker's just counting the footsteps, listening in, making sure he can hear what's happening on the other side. Yeah,
hasn't given anything away here. They've got decent banana control as 4 members will join him. Same spam, holding the CTs at bay here. It's processing tabs to defend. They've got incendiaries, a couple of those, one of which has been deployed, but that doesn't matter. They're breaching the bomb site right here, right now. First kill for Flames is very good. The flashbang's overwhelming as Tabson can do nothing to respond, and that's the round over. A simple beat take, very effective flashbangs, and no kills given over. 5 on 3, round confirmed, and he might want to consider the hunt this time.
It's tempting, it's really tempting. You can take away so much of the power of Big in the upcoming round if you find maybe another 2 kills. I guess Flames and Magisk are both kind of low on health, but that B bomb site, this was a triple stack, and it's still being exposed as not quite able to stand up to it.
No, anything but, really. Vitality had an objective at the start of the round. Command and conquer the banana and B bomb site, and yeah, they did so with emphatic style. The spams, the relentless utility to claim banana control, then the basic execution. Primarily the flashbangs, nothing could really be done. Tapson only had the FAMAS at the back as well, didn't even get a clean angle to fire from. But they saved 3 weapons, including the Man-2 AWP as well, but it's 7-5 Vitality. Looking comfy for the rest of this half, and that was a very brave maneuver. Running through the flames, you can see they were ahead of the utility as well, just when the CTs were repositioning. Pulling out their own utility. Flames getting a blast from the past there. The hard slaps from Dexter.
Yeah. It's like that PTSD dog. Just looking at it. Here we go. Down the middle. I like this. Trying to switch it up. They need a change big because they're starting to fall behind. They're losing rifles and losing money. That's a good beginning. They actually gave up on the mid portion of the attack. I thought they were going to follow through with the push down. Tabson took a fair bit of damage. 4 on 5.
So now they know the AWP isn't towards the apartment. They're going to try and capitalize upon that information and see if they can convert this round. Stay away from the AWP, but there are 3 CTs here. Apex deciding it's a good opportunity to get in towards CT spawn, and oh my god, this is falling apart. Unraveling at the seams as we get a 5 versus 3. Flames, first kill will be no problem though. That's not communicated. They could be in towards spawn. Zywoo picking at the pieces, and now winnable, but probably not likely as Man-2 will just have to run through. He gets that first kill though, 1 versus 1.
And sick, and look at it switch into the AK. Gotta be careful though. It's Zywoo in the back with the AWP. You're gonna try and flash him out, but he's behind the pillar. He's fine. Does he want to pick up the AWP? Doesn't seem like it. What a dangerous route, and Zywoo's already read it. He had the right idea. If he would have stuck it another second, he would have won the round right then and there. Bomb has still got a little bit of time left, but Man-2 does not have a kit, and he's going to get shot down. Trying to jump around the corner there. Close round. I swear they forgot about Apex. They heard him running from construction.
You could see the player in Ruins was checking that position, right? He was aware of it. He heard him move in towards CT spawn. So the comms were completely off there. Like, if he just had said, bear in mind, one could be tree.
Yeah.
Well, one is tree. We've heard him. We're aware of him. But maybe it wasn't registered. It would have been a very frantic moment. But yeah, Apex can't believe his luck there. They overlooked that position, and it will be Vitality winning out the half at 8-5 here. Their map pick. Already done enough here on this T-side campaign. Last 2 rounds will be a bonus. They could still get to double digits here. Full buy at least for Big. 3-man setup once again towards B, and maybe looking to claim territory here. The grenades and smokes going over. And another connected shot through that half wall.
Starting to really come together here. It's their map pick. They've got the lead. They've got everything going their way. Even if they lose the rest of the rounds here, they're probably still going to be fine with it. And they've lost crosses at the top of Banana. So again, that 3-man lead towards the B bomb site. Well, the lean there, not really working out for them at the moment. I feel like more often than not, they still end up losing the side anyway. Ready to set it up with a flash in case Man-2 gets Molotov the flashed out of there. He's in the corner, but a little bit quicker than Zywoo this time. That's a good shot. Still a 3-on-3 though.
Yeah, well, at least they made this round possible, you know, but the B bomb side is wide open, and Apex is starting to transition to that area right now. Flames will show his hand in the apartments. He's trying to keep CTs on this side of the map, but he knows he's not doing a very convincing job. They're not taking the bait at all, and the race is on. Smoke down in spawn. Will block the vision of Crimbo here. The bomb will be planted. They've got to go for this one, Anders, though. They have to give it a go. See what can be done here. The bomb will be planted momentarily.
Yeah, I would have said the same thing, but I guess the only problem is that they've got no defuse kit.
Still, they've got 2 players here, Mantis and Spawn. You've got to give this one a go. At least see if there's a kill to be found. It's unlikely for sure. Time is of the essence, and
yeah,
it's not looking too compelling.
Maybe could have boosted before the bomb. Maybe could have done a little bit more.
There we go.
There is a kill to be found. You did mention it. No more grenades on Vitality. Hold on. This could be interesting. Molotov the four does not make it, but they line up for him. They had the right idea, but the positioning on the other side was awful. Now it's a 1 versus 1. And Man-2's got everywhere to check. 10-second defuse does put up a little bit of a smoke, but again, I think the clock simply run out on this one. He's going to get a kill and still lose the round. 9 to Vitality.
And he doesn't survive either. The AWP is removed. A comprehensive victory for Vitality. Nothing saved, everything lost. And we go 9-5 as Vitality win out in another banana duel here. The battle rages on. It came back to a 3-on-3. Mantu and tabseN did very well in towards the mid position to actually find some kills, but they gambled somewhat, stacking everyone in towards A, and that was their unraveling, unfortunately for them. It's the final round here of the first half of the second map.
He's laughing his way through that one.
Yeah. And it's going to be fast up towards middle. 2 players ready and waiting. One on the atrium, that's Mantu.
Yeah, they heard the scope up. Apex calling it out. He gets a little bit of information. Sam was still hanging around. He's expecting that there could be a peek coming in from the other side, which wasn't really far off. I think Sin was considering that. Either way, no matter how you twist this, it's a brilliant start for Vitality on their own map pick. They're going to be quite happy with this no matter what.
And yeah, they've got the advantage here to find double digits. I think that would be the death sentence for Big, but we'll see if they can hold on here. Very important final round, and Sin, he gets the dink, but that's about it. The split coming in once again. The A-Rap, which has been a real thorn in the side of Big. Good positioning from Mantu. Maybe he can find a big triple kill, but he'll be removed early. Crimbo needs to deliver on all fronts here. Only got the FAMAS, good for one, but his days are numbered. They're coming through the smoke right here, right now. Needs another, and he is finding kills. It's possible now. 2 versus 1, 40 seconds. Has to reload, and that's going to be the better of him. It's going to be 10-5 as Vitality post double digits here on their T-side campaign on Inferno. It ain't looking good.
No, it's not. It's looking very dire at the moment, isn't it? Big not really able to withstand what Vitality have brought into this game so far. I guarantee you as well, Vitality would give it a big welcome at the Royal Arena, obviously with Magus and Sonic there, but just in general, I feel there's going to be quite a few Vitality fans showing up, so very excited. I'm sure they want to qualify as well, and it starts off well. Deleting tabseN.
Yeah, an almost robotic shot there from Magisk. 1 bullet, it's all that's required. tabseN, the brains of the operation has been removed. Molotov down towards quad. A relatively open area as we've got a crossfire set up here. Magisk will be pushing down Banana and actually offering himself up to Apex, so he'll have to hold B now. They know there's probably just 1 player there. They're going to start rotating back. Apply some pressure, utilize the time they have remaining here. Still a minute on the clock. Apex will have no utility, just a single flashbang. And they know this is the correct angle of approach. They can smoke off spawn, Molotov towards coffins and flash over. They might not even need that considering there's 1 player there. Spinks, thankfully, will back up the B bomb site. Here comes the flash. It's a good one as well.
Ooh, but the Molotov, he has to run through it. Spinks also trying to do something. He's going to go down, and Spinks is on the other side. Apex might have been easier to win that fight if there wasn't the Molotov down in front of him. It does make it a little bit awkward. 4 versus 3 in the afterplant. And we'll see if this flank coming through Banana. If they don't get the kill right here, it's not going to make a difference, and it still might not. Flames trying his best. Some good headshots, but his teammates on the other side, they weren't able to puncture through into the bomb site, unfortunately, so now he's in a lot of trouble here. 10 seconds to try and find 2 players and get the bomb down. It's not really going to happen. Sin will take him down, and Big winning the pistol on this. They had to do that. If they're dreaming of winning Inferno somehow, this pistol round had to happen.
Well, that's both pistols going in favor of Big here. They were unable to convert that second round force buy. If you remember, Vitality came out all guns blazing on their CT campaign. They'll do the same here. They've got a Desert Eagle for Flames and Apex. Scout for ZywOo. You've always got to be on high alert against Vitality. Doesn't matter what weapons they have. ZywOo will fire off the first shots and not connect, thankfully, for Big fans.
Yeah, at least get them warmed up into the second half here before you really start to struggle with it. It'd be nice to win this round without too much trouble, but I agree with what you're saying. You don't want to be underestimating them. That was the only defense at the B bomb site. It's been wiped out. Yeah,
there is a smoke down, so they won't be committing just yet, but it doesn't look good. Say that much. Another smoke will be deployed by Apex, and once again, we'll be given the unenviable task of defending B alone against 5 players here. If he gets more than 1, call it a miracle. Because they are going to have to commit here. They have no vision on the map whatsoever. It would take them too long to fall back and dissect. Smokes will come through. Commitment is imminent. And in we go.
We've had a couple of guesses like that without any real results. Get one. They could maybe try and boost on top of it here. Feels unlikely. And even outside of the A-bomb side there, you could see none of those players have even moved out of the pit position. They're just still hanging around. So I think it was more like a test. Maybe you get a couple of random deagle shots through. You can think about it. But they'll be happy to say what they got on the CT side. And Beak will be happy to have a 7th round.
Oh, they'll be over the moon. Didn't have to work too hard for it. Just one kill fan. It was Flames who was ready for the 1 deeg. Gets greeted by a bullet of the Process AK-47 as well. That was the only kill required, as we said. There's a bit of a A-stack coming in from Vitality. Apex did well to do some damage on the crossover. I believe it was Spinks that converted the frag, but ultimately just saving their upgraded pistols here. The Scout, they've got Kevlar as well. They'll get a second bite of the cherry going forward. So we'll see what they can make of it. Pretty much the same round again. It's Process who will be reinvesting and probably goes for a Galil Mac 10.
However this works out long term for Big, you've questioned it a couple of times, sacrificing the sort of the German nature of the team for Mantu. But either way, he's really making a name for himself, I guess, as a candidate that's out there.
Yeah, like, I guess after the year break, my expectations were low. I think that's understandable.
Yeah.
Putting the culture of the team on the table, changing the language. It hasn't... Well, I guess it has been done before for Big. They did it with Smooya, for example. I guess to some extent with Zantaras as well. It just doesn't seem like Mantu would be that player. But to be honest, this tournament, you might be thinking otherwise. Spinks to be tested once again. Boosted up. There's significant damage, allowing Zywu to convert the frag with the Scout here. Smoke. Not quite perfect here, but they will scamper off. They'll maintain the 5-on-4 for now. 1 minute 15 remaining, and it's all 4 players for Big. Focusing towards the arch side. Needs to be very careful as the Scout of Zywu towards short, and that Smoke's about to fade.
That's actually a thing with this USP on the other side there for Flames. Gotta be careful. They're coming through the smoke, and unfortunately for Spinks, he can't really find it. There's still a minute on the clock, so they have enough time. Otherwise, this would have been a bit worrisome. Pushing towards the tree and construction, and shot in the back now. I am getting a bit worried once again. There is a potential crossfire. It's another tags. They're just so low on health now.
Oh!
Apex, look at how he's just deleting them at range. Cyrus finding another kill, and it's just Mantu. 1 versus 3. Just whittled down, just chipped away. Death by 1,000 cuts here.
Oh, that's wild from Zywu. The Scout must have tagged, what, 4 or 5 players there? And setting up Apex, they had so much information. It was Big with the mid-control opting for the CT spawn split. But as I mentioned, Zywu was towards short. That's where the danger started to come through. He hits a few tags. Apex converts them. Closes out the round as well. That's the one you can't afford to lose here. 11-7. After winning the first 2 rounds, they are down to around $3,000 per player. Sin only with $1,500. So there is a buy there, but if they lose this follow-up round, they're 12-7 down with a really difficult eco to manage. So they are going to buy. Tabson will confirm it with the AK-47. I guess it could be a hero AK. But no, looks like they will be joining him.
What a tough position for Big to be in. There's tough choices to be made ahead, no matter how this plays out with the economy, right?
Yeah, this is a very difficult one. The problem is as well, Vitality just had a huge injection of cash as well. That was technically an eco. They didn't have to invest much into it. They saved the Deagles and Scouts in the previous round, so just got a massive amount of cash going forward. Rifles across the board for them. Zywu just a Galil, I guess it's worth noting.
Yeah, again, maybe not the most ideal weapon, but probably map like Inferno going to be pretty much okay. Now that they've been tagged up, it's even better with the Galil. You can make that work all day.
65 damage with just a single grenade there. It's so efficient. Spinks putting himself in the open here. That opening frag might come back to haunt him. Gets the double. He'll be done there. Zywu going to town with that Galil. 93 damage. Should be converted on the HE.
Look at the trades. 2 people walking in from the bomb side. A third one at the archway. Every time Beak get a kill, they're not ready for the next player and the next player to swing in. It's really frustrating.
So now this is real nightmare fuel. Because you've got second stage loss bonus. You're fully invested here. Crimbo, he can't really save. You've got 45 seconds. He'll get no cash going forward if he does so. So it's full eco going forward, I'm afraid. That's $1,900. $2,000 each. 13-7 looking locked in. You can't even like float with the idea, let's get some Deagles. Let's get some PT-50, see what we can do with it. You just won't have anything.
At 12 to 7, it's started to look like mission accomplished for Vitality.
It was unbelievable, really, though, right? The fact they lost to NIP in a 2-0 fashion. I don't think anyone saw that coming. Like, NIP, don't get me wrong, they're looking very good with Hampus's return. Like, it was a slow start in the tournament. They turned it around, but it's Vitality, man. Like, with Flames joining as well, and they got 2-0, 2-0, barely dropped any rounds to kick the tournament off. But certainly the heavy favorites coming into this one, and looking good to seal the deal as we enter round number 20. 12-7 in their favor, looking like to be 13 momentarily. It's a little bit more complicated than I anticipated here. A couple of kills coming in favor of Man2. He'll take that all day long. That's an extra $600. Still smiling, though.
He's once again up to 23, right? He's actually outfragging everyone at the server.
True. Highest member on Vitality is Spinks with 15.
You love to see that. You hate the 6-round deficit that's separating these two teams at the moment. That's really where the
and bear in mind, they've got Cologne after this tournament as well, big that is, but they're not using the same lineup. Like, it's some weird... I think the Academy team qualified for Cologne, and now they're using, like, Tabson, bringing him in. So they will be speaking German in Cologne as well. So it's an interesting time. Good luck to them.
Yeah, I guess it's early on in the season, so maybe, you know, if you're going to make a lot of drastic things happen, you know, wild adventures, maybe now is the time to do it. And you've got the potential shakeup of CS2 coming out any day now, I heard. Could be tomorrow, Henry.
It won't be tomorrow, but it could be, I suppose.
Thanks for indulging me.
So, 1 minute 10, a very slow approach here from Burden International Gaming. 4 men, though, make their way towards top and middle. No utility really deployed here, going for more of a contact approach, thinking better of it, though. Sensing there's no CT presence, they actually start to coordinate back towards B. Now we've got Apex often anchoring this spot. He's got a boost going on this time. It's a difficult one to manage as well. The sort of position is to steal 1 kill away, drop off, lock them out. I dare say that's exactly what's going to happen here. 1 kill, fall back. They don't retreat all the way. Now that I'm very surprised about.
Yeah, they're just both sticking in the sandbags. That could have been very bad for the defense, but somehow it's worked out. A little bit of a smoke for Apex to try and buy some time. He's going to jump up on top of it. That's a bit too crazy for my taste. They've almost won this round. Look at the health that's left on Big here. Don't turn it into a 3v3. Yeah, the flank comes in and Cyber's just murdering all of them out on Banana. 14-7.
Okay, Zywoo. That wasn't bad at all. Apex did a very good job. Like I said, I'm surprised they didn't fall back after this massive advantage they find. They're happy to stay. I guess it's because of the smoke they deployed as well.
Probably.
But yeah, like I said, damage done. Zywoo with the Dream Spray mowing them down. And you can see this complementing each other there. Flames and Apex happy with the setup. And yeah, Eureka, or half by at the very least. And yeah, you're looking down the barrel of series points, tournament elimination, and an Apex headshot. I think we know which way this one's going.
There's no evidence that Big are able to turn this around on the second half at all, right? They are really getting blown up.
They've won both pistols, bear in mind.
And all it's given them is 7 rounds.
Yes, exactly. And this is 15-7 all day long.
You hate to see it if you're a fan of Big.
Well, at the same time, there's a lot of significant changes in the Big camp. Like, changing language before a big tournament, if you'll pardon the pun, is a brave maneuver, one that has to be done eventually. If you're bringing Man2 in, of course, so might as well just rip the band-aid off now, get it done.
That's fair.
Man2's delivering. Like, this hasn't been a terrible tournament. Like, it hasn't been a great one. But what did you expect? Like, they've just got a brand new roster here, changing things up. As we just speak over the closing stages here, maybe there's a chance it would need multiple 1-digs here. It would have to be a highlight moment for them to stand a chance. They've been given a bit of space, but ultimately looking to be the clean sweep there. Crimbo, normally good for 1, will be dropped, and we've got series point now for Vitality. 1 round away from the Royal Arena.
To be honest, the problem that Big have been trying to solve for a long time is having a reliable and aggressive AWP player, right? And CSN, obviously, the highlights for CSN are so insane. The consistency just wasn't.
Yeah, that was the problem.
It
right?
wasn't there. Then they brought in Hype, who I thought looked
the thing
very
is
exciting.
as well, like they found their like amazing form in the online era, right?
Yeah.
Like where it was the COVID times, they managed to get to #1 team in the world.
Yeah.
But then if you can't replicate that on LAN consistently,
You
that's
have
an
to.
issue.
Yeah, you just have to. I thought Hype looked really exciting. But
I thought he looked great as well. Like considering that's a free signing, essentially, right? Came up through the academy. You'd think
Exactly.
like, this is where it needs to be. This is where it all makes sense. But apparently not. Like we only can know so much, I suppose. And ZywOo, he's always one step ahead. Gets the opening frag and the spams. You don't see many kills come through it, but this could be one.
Oh, it's close. I can't
Oh, he's
believe
still there. My God.
that is actually so close. Maybe he's lucky to be alive.
Yeah. Dust himself down after that one. A 4-on-4 to close out the series, to round out the tournament. And maybe they needed a loss. Maybe they need to be humbled before Cologne, just to see what that feels like. Losing to NIP 2-0. You know, like it shows them they're not immortal.
Yeah, I actually don't think necessarily a bad thing. You know, obviously trying to lose, but
No.
But I'm sure you're right. You know, it's going to keep
Get
them
it
a
out of
little
the
bit
way.
fresh.
How is this position always overlooked? Like people walk up with, like, oh, we're gonna check it now that they have this time. But it always just seems like, well,
Happens so
won't-
much, doesn't it?
We won't fully commit to the look, but we'll be aware of it. But it looks like Big might have done enough here. That Molotov lands on Mages, could be in trouble. He is the last line of defense here towards A. Goes without saying, he needs multiple frags. The flashbang catches him, and so does the AWP. Another wallbang here from Mantu.
Yeah, no reason for Apex to rotate on this one. You can't really do much of anything. So Big will find their first real rifle round in the second half, which has been a long time coming. But yeah, I think if you zoom out a little bit, the kind of opening that Mantu is doing, I feel like it's the kind of opening you actually need in the current meta game. You have to be able to take over some positions and create your own space. It can't just be you holding a corner for a long time, waiting around. Sometimes you just have to do it. Mantu's been doing it all tournament long. So
He's been great.
yeah, and in terms of Big finally finding that AWP, if it keeps going like this, I would say, I think how many years they spent looking for it.
Well, it seems to be the dream signing. Given that context, they were never supposed to beat Vitality. Not at this point in their journey.
Nope.
It's unfortunate, but not over. Like, sure, you're out of this phase, but you're going into the showdown, right? Time to retool, prepare for next week, which will be an interesting mixed bag.
And you're still playing with Sin and Process that are still very, very new in the scene. Like, they have a lot of experience still to catch up on. So I'm sure in some sense, if you zoom out a little bit, probably still pretty good look for Big overall in the grand scheme of things. Nice little shot for Mantu, going to be his 27th victim in the middle there as he takes down Spinks and looks to see if they can win this 4 versus 5. Pretty quick movements coming in towards the archway. Got to be careful they don't overlook Apex. A really difficult position to check this one, and Tabson's not ready for it.
Very smart play from Apex. He's seen that trick before. ZywOo just going through the motions at this point. Confirming these last couple of frags. I think we might be done here, ladies and gentlemen. 4-on-2 in favor of Vitality. Confirming their place in the Royal Arena. An admirable effort here from Big. They had them on the ropes on Anubis. It felt like at one point they could keep up.
Yeah.
Great effort from Mantu especially. New boy delivering each and every showing, but not quite enough here against one of the world's best, the current major champions. They will falter. A great showing. Crimbo, another one of the stars of the team. Good tournament for him.
Yeah.
But will have to be a memory at this stage as we come to our logical conclusion. Come on, Crimbo, give it to us.
He's trying.
Give us the final kill. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Your next team into the Royal Arena. The 5th team will be Vitality. Favorites at